there. When you look at Joe Frazier or Mike Tyson, almost identical left hooks. Amazing. Inside slip and power shovel left hook. But when we look at Alex Poatan Pereira's hook, it's much more precise. It's almost like a Felix Trinidad. It's like a sharpshooter hook. And he doesn't seem to be using a lot of torque. I mean, he's using a lot of torque if you really look at his rear foot pushing off. But I mean, he's not really snapping his shoulders like Joe Frazier and Mike Tyson. Much quieter motion and just as effective because he's targeting these points. So when people talk about this crazy power he has, really it just comes from structure. He's using force, but he's using force with this very precise leverage. And he doesn't really even need to use force a lot of the times. Just like his first knockout of Prohaska, he's just throwing a normal counterpunch and people drop because he's got leverage, he's got structure, and by that I mean he's not just flailing his arms. Everything is technically perfect, and not all fighters have this. Like in boxing, very few fighters have it. Gennady Golovkin is a perfect example. He's like the Barry Bonds of boxing. His body is like an encyclopedia on how to move. So Poatan Pereira left hook, it's amazing because it's all about precision and this perfect rotation of the front hip and a pivot on the front foot and a pushing down off the rear foot. Complete opposite to that Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson, where you're flat on the front foot and pivoting on the back foot. Two totally different shots. And the brilliance of the Poatan Pereira hook is that he can step in with it, he can fade away with it. That leverage and that structure for the exact same motion works offensively or defensively, moving in a foot or two or literally moving back a foot or two and countering. And he's been able to knock people out in either direction, which is so brilliant. So yeah, it's not quite as, doesn't quite have the force maybe of like the Tyson or Joe Frazier style, but it's a lot more accurate. Seems to be a lot more effective because you can really target somebody with this knuckle right here, right at the vital nerve points which are available, which are going to cause the knockout.